Yeah, I haven't had a chance to remove my Christmas decoration yet. Been a little busy. Yeah, I've been playing this for a month now. Who knew it could be so addicting? I mean, it's basically just about mashing buttons to maximize brain damage for your sparring partner. Okay, so I recently discovered this little game on the PlayStation 3 Playstore, and ever since I started playing this game, I instantly became addicted. It became my safe haven whenever I needed to run away from responsibilities. Now, there's little to no information about this game on the internet, and since I played it a lot myself, let me tell you what I know. Kickboxing, or Kickboxing Knockout as it's known in Europe, is part of the Simple 1500 series. A series that was an affordable lineup of original PlayStation games gracing Japan from 1999 to 2002. The series included diverse titles such as the Helicopter, Mahjong, Tennis or Solitaire. Simple games, simple graphics and brain-dead storylines for a small budget of 1,500 yen a pop. Hence the name Simple 1500. Some of them good, some of them dog shit. One of these many budget gems was a game called Boxing, developed by Nekogumi. The game featured anime-looking characters that fought each other in boxing matches. The game featured different weight classes, a story mode, tournaments in which you could win belts, and somewhat addicting gameplay that is much more fun than it looks. So Jorodon, the parent company of Nekogumi, decided to basically just copy and paste the entire boxing game and innovated it by adding kicks to their gameplay formula. It's so dumb that the characters themselves inside the game call their own sport Kickboxing. Get it? As in, they're still boxing, but with a kick. And when I say they carbon copied the boxing game from their spin-off company, I literally mean it. They copied the menu, the game features mostly the same fighters, similar special attacks, and they even copied the exact same fighting style, only this time, you can kick. Now there are a couple of game modes you can choose from. You can do a classic one-on-one against either the CPU or another player, you can fight for belts in tournaments, or you can play story mode, which is the first thing we're gonna do today. Okay, I think I'm going with Sang on this one, and as you can see in front of you, I can select one of 3 different opponents, and... maybe if Sang gives her enough brain damage, she'll find him attractive enough to go out on a date with him. Oh damn, it seems she's the one giving me brain damage. Damn, this broad can punch, man! However, I am a true gentleman. I do not hit women. I kick him. Bam! That was a special attack, by the way. Every character has 2 of them, which gives each character something unique about them.
Oh god, oh Jesus.
Bam! That's another one. Yeah, after she stands back up, she still needs to recover that stamina, but we can't let that happen now, can we? Bam! Oh damn, I don't think this vegetable will be able to go out on a date with him now. Sad. Now the way this works is, you play as the character that you just beat. This same character is now unlocked for all the other game modes. Would you look at my girl Ryoko dishing out this brain damage to her boyfriend? And as you can see, I mostly avoid using kicks, by the way, because they're much slower than punches and can get countered easily, usually countered with a massive head kick. Kicks are kinda a high-risk, high-reward situation, which is why I only throw head kicks. I'm not hoping to counter somebody with a head kick, but kicks have a much better reach and I can instantly knock out a fleeing opponent on low stamina. I prefer spamming punches, they're much faster and more accurate, making it harder for your opponent to counter with a head kick. You can go to the body, throw uppercuts, jabs, crosses and even elbows. In case you're wondering, the blue bar is damage done to the body and it does not regenerate. The red one is head trauma. It regenerates a little bit between rounds. I'm on the CTE Express because I'm not interested in prolonging the match, which is why I almost exclusively go for the head. BAM! And just like that, she kicked her first kiss out of his memories. Whew, what an absolute war. You do not want your fighter to go through this, by the way, unless their name is just Engagey. I mean, CTE is your worst enemy in this game. You see that? You see that right there? Now, I have no idea what this meter is called because it's not listed in the instructions manual, but I'd like to call it CTE meter. And once it depletes, you get a game over screen and have to start over again. Now, Ryoko did beat Red in their match, but she also received a good ass whooping and a lot of head trauma. And the way I see it, you can take a couple of punches no problem during a match, but after you reach a certain threshold, you will get CTE points once the match concludes. And for some reason you already get CTE by simply accepting a fight. As you can remember, each fighter gets to choose one of 3 opponents. Choose the wrong one and you get a lot of CTE. Choose the wrong opponent a couple of times in a row and you have a game over screen. Which one is the wrong opponent? Well, the game doesn't give you any clues, so you have to learn it by heart. So you can actually lose the game not by a lack of skill, but because the game is being an asshole. And speaking of CTE, you know what confuses me the most? All of these characters claim they're sparring each other, but they do not only allow hard head kicks that will sure as hell knock their sparring partner out, they also allow exotic special moves that will knock you into next week. This right here was supposed to be a friendly sparring match, yet this lady just ran at this dude with full speed, jumped up and shoved her foot so far up his jaw she stepped into his nasal cavities. Forget about sparring, she just straight up tried to murder him. And mind you, this is the prince of her home country and she happens to be the servant of his future wife. The button combination for special attacks are rather easy to pull off, which makes them kind of fun, but they're also just as easily countered if done at the wrong distance, which makes them a little bit challenging. Some of them even make you vulnerable after doing them. I mean, look at this damn clown, he's supposed to be one of the greatest fighters in the game. My favorite special attacks are actually Patty's. She got a nice kick combo for close range where she even leans back a little to avoid damage, and a running backflip from earlier for longer ranges. Misha also happens to be one of my favorite fighters because her donkey kick is so overpowered it's practically broken. You just keep spamming it until your opponents get summer teeth. Summer teeth. Some are there, some are not. Holy shit. You see that? This is the reason the game is so awesome. This wasn't a special attack or anything. No. This was a fresh middleweight running with full speed into the foot of a heavyweight kickboxer who happens to throw that kick at full force. Again, not a special attack, just a regular head kick that hit Misha flush in the face because her guard was down. Look at them eyes. Just look at them. I wonder what her remaining brain cells are thinking. I really love how the game treats head kicks. In real life, one hard kick to the head can be a life-changing experience. It's like being in a car crash. The impact tears facial muscles, breaks bones, and causes lasting head trauma that you might feel for decades. That being said, I still think that a special attack should do more damage based on what I'm seeing on screen, and not every kick is a knockout, only counter head kicks. However, it's still cool seeing potential one-hit quitters in a video game. In other games, kicks are mostly treated as power shots with longer limbs. I mean, you won't be able to take too many of these from Shiva, but let's be honest here for a moment. He should not get up after that. In contrast, watch Ryu swallow down one of Chun-Li's all-you-can-eat kick buffets to his head and continue fighting like nothing happened. I mean, it makes fighting games fun in their own way, but sometimes you need something a little bit more realistic. In tournament fighting, CTE is also present even if it's not visible, but it's treated a little bit differently. The game will tell you at some point that you have reached pro level and even veteran level. In other games, that's a good thing, you'll feel like you're on top of the world. But here it means you are getting old and useless and you're a couple of matches away from being forced to retire. You got like 10 to 15 matches in you depending on the weight class you choose to fight and how much damage you take in these fights. Needless to say, the game is very addicting. I mean, I was slacking off the entire time I was doing my Die Hard review playing this game because I had a deep desire to improve myself so I can complete it. But what is ultimately limiting this game from being great is the CTE feature in it. It's its killjoy. I mean, just have a look at my Hall of Fame of retired fighters. And mind you, every time I get a game over screen or my fighter retires during a tournament, I feel blue-balled. Don't get me wrong, the CTE feature is rather innovative and cool, but it's too punishing. It makes the game feel short and I don't get enough time to enjoy the game before I get a game over screen, which is why the game gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. A decent budget game, I really enjoyed it, but my balls, man. The game blew out my balls, man. Now here's a $1 million idea for all game developers out there. Straight up, rip off this game and improve it. There's a huge market gap for kickboxing games, especially those featuring fictional characters with ridiculous abilities that fight intergender matches across different weight classes. I would totally pay $10 to download this on Steam, and I would even pay for DLC. Anyway, I thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, listen, my New Year's resolution is gonna be that I wanna monetize this channel to make it self-sustainable so we can keep doing this for a couple more years. I got some great games lined up for you guys and I can't wait to show them to you. So please stay tuned and I will see you guys in the next Sledgehammer review. Bye.
rejected you! Is there someone else? Of course there's someone else! You said you loved me! Who is she? I said, who is she? Answer me! Well, there's nowhere to run now! Oh, I'm sorry.